Hey, Boris.
Hey, what's up?
You gotta help me hide a body before Celeste and Barbie see it.
Alright, let me get the shovel.
Just be happy with who you are.
Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, today we're going to do something a little bit different. My finished picture from last week needs final editing, so that's going to be coming out maybe later on today, at best tomorrow. And the color blending video that I had scheduled for today is being postponed, mostly because it's become better than I thought it was going to be. I was going to do it just as a small video, and it's turned into quite the picture. So I want to keep going on that. Yesterday, I put up the picture where I shook the pencils in the box, and everybody's half joking, half, oh my God, don't treat your pencils that way. That got me thinking, you guys really think these pencils are that fragile? So, what fun will it be to see how fragile a pencil really is? So, I have a brand new Prismacolor pencil, never been colored with before, straight out of the box. And it's okay, guys, I'm not destroying my set. I have other ones in this color. This one has volunteered for the greater cause. He signed his waivers. He understands what's going to happen. And he has really jumped in there to say good of education. And his brothers and sisters around the world who people think are wimps, he's going to become the sacrificial lamb. Big warning, a pencil will be destroyed in this video. If you have a weak stomach, please turn the video off right now. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is mark the pencil in the interest of science so that it can never be said it's not the same pencil. So we're going to cover it up and let it dry. Okay, before we start abusing the pencil, I want you to take a look at the core. This is a pretty good pencil. The core is sitting pretty much directly in the middle. It may be off by a little hair or two, but as far as pencils go, I wouldn't call this an off pencil, or I've had some that have been really off to the right or off to the left. It's pretty much the same. This passed, obviously, quality assurance over at the Prismacolor manufacturing, so I have faith that this pencil will survive. Well, it's not going to survive the autopsy, but it will survive the trauma. Okay, so we're on location now, on the second floor balcony of my house. And I've got our pencil. Okay, warning, this isn't going to be pretty. Okay, here we have the pencil in the street. Same pencil. And we have a tip break that makes sense. No scratches on the paint that I could see. But the question is what it's doing inside. Let's abuse it some more. Okay, so I sharpened it, and I did that on purpose. I can sharpen it a little bit more, but I already know that the tips are always going to break off. That's just the way it is. My question is what happens to the core of the pencil when you abuse your pencil? So now, guys, this could be even harder to watch. Okay, guys, this is going to be rough.
That's his favorite spot.
You ready, Puff? He's like, oh my God, it's a sunspot. Okay, we're back in the craft room and checking out the condition of the pencil. It's kind of flat. Well, that's what happens when you get run over by a car twice. The pencil tip is broken, so we have that. Now this is going to make getting into the core a little bit easier. You could see it's definitely smashed and loose. That's a good thing. We're going to open this up. Well, actually, I think I'm going to do one more thing. Now we have a loose core, which is sometimes happens with pencils. The core is loose. Let's toss it one more time. I threw it off a second floor balcony over a car and into the street. I drove over it 2 times with a truck. And then I threw it off a 3rd floor in my home. I don't think the pencil is going to survive. Now, I knew the wood was going to split. I got hit by a car. But let's see, the most important thing on it is what happens if the core. So, luckily, the wood is split. I was going to shave it down, but I don't think I'm going to have to now. I'm going to gently open it up because it is... Ooh, I see some crumble. Okay, let's see what this core did. Now, it broke at the tip. Let's get rid of some of the chips. Okay, now I want to take this core out very gently. Okay, so let's go through this. I ran it over with my truck twice. I threw it off a 2nd floor balcony, over a car and into the street. I threw it off a 3rd level of my home. Took it back, shaved it completely, removed its core. So basically I skinned it and decapitated it. And we have the core. Now it's kind of chipped in a couple of places. And let's see how it does. Well, that's pretty good. So, how tough is your Prisma pencil? I think it's pretty tough. Okay, this is better. Let's see if I can get further back. This is a lot of pressure on a tiny little piece of wax. Especially if you hold it back here. It should crack right there. Let's see what else I can do to this. Okay, I'm out on my balcony again. And let's see what happens if it goes crashing down on a car. Now remember, this is only the core. That didn't sound so good. Let's go see. Okay, we got 2 halves. Okay, so we have it broken half in the area where it crumbled. Now we're going to put it in my dryer. And I think for like 60 seconds. Okay, let's see. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. half one. There it is. Half two. Okay, 60 seconds in a warm dryer. Okay, so this is an unused pencil, just to check for the size. It broke into 3 pieces and lost 2 tiny tips on it. And if you could see the size of how much is actually missing, it's only a tiny bit that came off in crumbles. Let's see what else we can do. I've got my oven heated up to 550 degrees. Okay, here's the 3 pieces. And I'm going to give it 60 seconds at 550 degrees. Okay, it's been a little bit more than 60 seconds. And there they are. Okay, you can see they got a little melted. You can see a little bit of wax on the paper. Now I'm going to put them in my freezer. Okay. I'm going to give it about 15 minutes in the freezer. Okay, so I just got them out of the freezer. It's 2 hours later. So I had them baking in a 550 degree oven for it was about a minute and a half. It was about that. It became soft. So that's way hotter than your car. Then I put it in the freezer for 2 hours. And we have 3 pencils. Let's check the size. If we lost any. Nope. Still the same size. No chips, no bumps, no bruises. Nothing. Okay. Now let's see how it colors. Go a little further down for strength. I'm out by my pool. So now let's drown it. Okay, we'll leave that in there for an hour. See what happens. Okay, they've been soaking for a little bit over an hour. Actually, it's closer to 2 hours. Oh, it's like ice in here. Okay, they're still wet. They're a little sticky and mushy. But let's see how they... Right, you could see in the water this, which I didn't dry them off, you could see some blue in the water. So they were dissolving. The wood peels right off. Not bad. Okay, the last test. Yes, folks, the blender. That's why I saved it to last. Okay, I got him out of the blender. Let's see how he does. He's still alive, guys. He's still alive. Okay, so to recap. We threw him off of a 2-story balcony, over a car, and into the street. We drove over him twice with a truck. I threw him off the 3rd story on my house. I gutted him. I removed the core. We dropped the core off the 2nd balcony. It broke in 1 piece, just in half, on a piece where it was had been crushed by the car. So it was weak in that area. What else did we do? We drowned it for 2 hours. We stuck it in a 550 degree oven for 2 minutes, or a minute and a half in between there. We stuck it in the freezer for 2 hours. We finally got it down to this after the blender. And we could still write with it. Well, of course, but So as you guys can see, Prismacolor pencils are not that weak that you can't put them in a box, squish them around. They take a licking and keep on kicking. Uh, Proper storage, yes, it's definite. I do keep my pencils in a case at all times, except for when they're on my desk, of course. And that's to prevent the core from being damaged, which right now I don't even see why. I know. When you look at a core, this is almost a perfect pencil. The core is directly in the middle. This pencil is not going anywhere. If you should see a separation of the core from the casing, that's when you're going to run into some issues. So, considering it took me almost about an hour to get the pencil off of the core, a little bit of shaking up isn't going to hurt your pencils. A lot of shaking up will. So, this was fun, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.